Hi, this is Haley.
And this is Sean.
And this is our podcast, Jamz and Soundbitez.
The podcast where we talk about music even though we know nothing about music. The albums this week are 1989 by Taylor Swift, the album by the Jonas Brothers, and The Battle at Garden's Gate by Greta Van Fleet.
And note that it is Taylor's version. We don't listen to the stolen versions anymore. But also, yeah, this is episode 2, so if you haven't listened to episode 1, it's on Spotify and YouTube currently, but by the time that this episode comes out, it'll probably be on more things.
And we have an Instagram now, so you can follow us.
We do have an Instagram now. It's at Jamz_and_Soundbitez with Z's. I have to make sure you know that. And all of the links to our Spotify and YouTube and our our Spotify playlist is on our Instagram. So.
And if you want to be on our podcast, you can just message us.
Just message us.
And you'll probably make it on.
Yeah. At some point, we will make room for you. So, just message us. Our first album for today is 1989 Taylor's version, of course.
It came out on October 27th of this year.
Yeah, she started singing, I guess. You probably all know Taylor Swift, obviously. But she started singing in 2006, and she's from Pennsylvania. We started doing this bio thing with the albums, so now you get to know more about it. And we don't have to guess, like when we guessed when Troye Sivan's album came out. So now we're more specific.
We actually do our research.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
For the most part.
Kind of.
Yeah. So I guess my favorite song on Taylor's version of 1989 is Out of the Woods, and my least favorite is Wonderland. What is yours?
My favorite was How You Get the Girl. My least favorite is probably a mix of Is It Over Now and Shake It Off.
Okay. Interesting opinions. We're actually also gonna go in order now of the songs, and we're not just gonna jump around because I feel like it'll be easier to understand when you're listening to it.
Yeah, instead of us sounding crazy.
Yeah, we're more put together this time, and I hope you appreciate it because we put a lot of effort into this podcast.
Okay. Well, welcome to New York.
Track 1, yeah. So, what I said about it, well, first of all, I've never really been a Welcome to New York girly. I remember listening to it on the original version of 1989, and I did not like it. I've heard it multiple times, and I never really just found myself vibing with it. I don't like the lyrics, and obviously it's gonna be about New York, but I don't like how it's about New York, and I feel like there's a, quote, New York City hype genre, and I hate it.
You're right about that. I also don't really like this song. I think I liked it the first time I ever heard it, which I don't even know when that was, but it's too repetitive.
Yeah.
Same with a lot of these songs, though.
There are a lot that are repetitive on here, yeah, but I don't know, just something about this song just does not sit right with me, and I don't know, it's like, it's a certain sound of the New York City hype genre that I'm saying. It's like all of them.
Yeah, they all
sound the same, and they all are bad. And I mean, I guess Empire State of Mind could be kind of good, but like it fits into the genre.
I don't know. My main thing overall with all of her songs, though, is that, like we talked about last time, those albums all had like a story to them.
Yeah.
And I feel like Taylor Swift's songs, like, they have a story within themselves, but overall
the
album doesn't. You kind of are just listening to a bunch of songs that you have to figure out the story.
That's
for
true.
Each one.
Yeah.
And most of them are about the same thing. So that's also my issue.
True, but like, okay, we can say, yes, a majority of them are about men that she's dated. But I think in her more recent albums, it gets more, there's more variety.
There
but,
is, but it's still just a large majority of
they all are kind of
the
like the
breakup
same thing.
or love songs.
Yeah.
Which was also my thing with the Jonas Brothers. Even though we aren't there yet, that's my same opinion.
Interesting. I guess I can agree with that. Like, how there's no story through the album.
It's kind of just a lot of songs with similar topics thrown into an album.
True. About Blank Space, track number 2.
Blank Space I used to really like, and then it got overplayed on the radio and everywhere.
True. I still really like Blank Space. Like, personally, this was close to one of my favorites on Taylor's version, and I think it stays true to the original. Like, a lot of her songs that she re-records, they start to sound different, but I feel like this one is the closest one to being most like the original, and it's really just, I think it's like a classic 2010s hit, and like still hits.
It is. I just don't like the beat.
Fair. Style
is my favorite out of all the overplayed songs.
So like the singles.
There was a resident at the nursing home that heard this song and played it on repeat for like 3 days.
I feel that because I would play the original so much, but I've seen a lot of people say, like especially on Twitter, that this one is so different from the original version, and that some people say it's even worse. They say that the beginning was destroyed, like the beginning music and her vocals in specifically the first verse were different. And there was one thing that I saw one person say on Twitter, and it was like, the Taylor's versions of these last 2 albums have just been the emotionless versions.
Yeah, I can kind of see where that's coming from. I mean, I thought this song sounded fine.
I think it sounded fine too. I mean, I might occasionally listen to the original, but it's still a good song.
Yeah, either way, all of the remade versions are still good.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, no, I understand that if you've listened to the old version multiple times, hearing another one is going to make you see all these flaws.
There would be more to pick out if you were, like, a really big fan of hers, I think.
Yeah.
And in terms of differences.
Out of the Woods, repetitive.
Okay. True. Out of the Woods, the chorus is repetitive.
Yeah.
But I said it was a banger, in all capitals, a banger, because of the bridge.
That's fair. I can't get over the repetitiveness through the rest.
That's hate. It always comes on at Kroger, and I always have to try and find, like, the place that I can hear it the best so that I can jam out to the bridge. I'm always, like, in the back, just, like, silently screaming the words.
Yeah, no, this plays a few times.
Hit the brakes too.
But I can't get myself to actually want to listen to it.
Fair. Number 5, All You Had to Do Was Stay.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot too. And I never listened to it on the original version.
It was almost my favorite on this, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't say that was my favorite, even though it was a really nice beat.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I didn't expect that song. I feel like when she was on tour, I think she played it for one of the surprise songs, and I was listening to it, the live version, and it obviously sounded different because she was doing the acoustic, but I didn't think when I was going to listen to it on Taylor's version that it was going to sound that way, and I think it's really good, and I might add it to my playlist.
I did.
Wow.
I know.
So, like, your own playlist of your, like, songs?
Yeah.
Got you.
Shake It Off. Just too overplayed.
Yeah. I used to be a mega hater of Shake It Off.
I'm not a mega hater. I just can't really vibe with it anymore.
The original version, I think, sounds... I keep saying it, but it sounds different from the re-record, and I think that in this case, it's a good kind of different for the re-record, because I can actually, like, get myself to listen to it again. And it's like, it's refreshing for, like, for the record, because it's just not as... It doesn't feel as overplayed because it sounds different, and...
The issue is I didn't listen to the old versions enough, like in depth enough to hear these newer ones and really notice the change. There's some things I notice, but I don't see a lot of the major changes that other people can tell.
The only differences I hear are really in, obviously, like the singles, just because they've been played so many times, but that's about it.
I wish you would. The beat was very similar to like a 1980, 1990, like ABBA type song.
Fitting.
I didn't like the lyrics on top of it.
I didn't like the lyrics either, and I didn't like how the chorus flows, just like the melody of it, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I only liked it for the beat.
Wow.
Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. The non-Kendrick Lamar version is better.
Yeah.
I like it, both versions, but non-Kendrick better.
I like every part of the song except for when she actually is like, now we got bad blood.
Really?
Yeah. It's no good.
Interesting.
I think the rest of the song has really good parts.
I like the bridge of this a lot. And there's, in the Kendrick version, there's the part where he goes, you forgive, you forget, but you never let go. And live, the audience says that part. And I feel like every time I hear it now, it has to be there, even if it's not the Kendrick version. So she should have just added it anyway. She should have said it herself.
You were hating on it, and now you want it back.
What? No, just that part. Just that part.
I guess.
I wasn't even hating on it. I said I liked both versions. But when I first listened to the non-Kendrick version, I was caught off guard by the verses, because I was like, what song is this anymore? I didn't know. But anyway.
Wildest Dreams.
Wildest Dreams. The Taylor's version of this song has been out for a while. It was actually out for a few months. Like, actually, I think it came out last year or the year before. And it was a really random single, in my opinion, to have come out before. Because it wasn't, like, the main release off of this album. But it did come out, and so it sounds pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Since I've been listening to it for so long, it just sounds the same.
Again, not really my favorite song. Like I said, for the rest, they're just overplayed from when they came out before. So listening to them now, it's like, it's still the same opinion.
I feel like I haven't listened to them like as much lately, so it's different, and I don't feel the same way. But obviously, if you've listened to them a lot, then that would make sense. How You Get the Girl?
Oh, my favorite.
Your favorite, yes.
This is one of the cases where I really like the repetition, and the beat is also good, but the chorus is super fun and dancey, even though the lyrics don't necessarily match up always with the dancey beat.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say the lyrics are kind of cheesy.
Yeah, they are.
But I almost really like it. This was also one of my top favorites, probably top 4. So, and the chorus really does it for me.
Yeah. I just like everything about how it sounds.
Yeah. This Love.
I like her voice. I don't like the rest.
I wrote one thing. Not a fan.
Oh, yeah, the only thing I wrote was that I like her voice.
Yeah, it sounds nice. It's like slower, and I feel like it's one of her slowest songs on this album, and that's really all I liked too was her voice, but I'm not a fan otherwise.
I Know Places. The chorus really contrasts to the rest of the song. I feel like I
In a good
expect
way or bad way?
it's good, but like the way it starts off, I feel like you'd expect like a rock type thing
Okay,
or like a dubstep
I can see that.
because it starts off, the background is similar to a rock song I listen to. Like it's the same exact thing. So
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised when she went into like a more ballad like.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, at first I didn't really like it, but the only part that I don't really like is the very beginning, and then when it repeats, of course. And I feel like after listening and looking at the lyrics, it has a deeper meaning, which
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you what the meaning is. I feel like it has to be with, like, it has to do with probably her celebrity status and, like, probably her dating, saying, I know places where we can't be seen. So, I'm so smart. I know.
good job, Haley.
Clean.
I just like the metaphor throughout the whole song.
True.
But other than that, I didn't care for it.
I know a lot of Swifties, like, they cherish this song. They, like, praise it. But I don't get the hype. I just remember when she was touring, she played it twice as a surprise song because it was one of her rules. She was like, if I mess up a song, then I can play it again and whatever. But the first time that she played it, people were devastated. And then the second time that she played it, devastated again. And now that I never actually listened to it, not even live when she was performing it. But now that I actually have listened to it, I just don't see why it was, like, so popular
I don't know.
as a surprise song. So I don't know, but people are gonna hate on me probably.
Wonderland, I thought the lyrics were awkward fitting together. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't force myself to like this song at all.
yeah.
It's probably because I'm not, like, an Alice in Wonderland fan, so the references were not doing it for me.
You Are in Love.
It's kind of on the same level as This Love for me.
Yeah.
But it was just, I liked the voice, I liked the melody, but just didn't do it really.
New Romantics, I think it has like an edgier, it reminds me of like an edgier Kesha thing. Not the like
guess.
style of music, just the way she enunciates things.
Well, I feel like this is in the same genre as Welcome to New York.
Stop.
It's so true,
It
though.
is. It's just there's something about the way she says things that it makes it a better version of the two.
Great observation.
Slut. Got Love Struck straight to my head. I like that part.
Nice.
The rest I don't really like.
There's also another thing going around on Twitter, and people are saying that the new 1989 vault tracks are being midnightsified, basically, because I noticed that a lot of her vault tracks on 1989 sound a lot like, stylistically, like the Midnight's tracks, and it doesn't really fit with the 1989 vibe, in my opinion.
That's fair. I don't listen to enough Taylor Swift to know.
And I think that this was probably very Lana Del Rey inspired. And I know she has a song with Lana Del Rey on Midnight, so that probably makes sense. And I was hoping for more from it. Like, when I saw the vault tracks, that she released, I was like, oh my god, that better be good. And then I was disappointed by it, so.
The last four I had like the same opinion about.
Which was?
Just what I talked about earlier. Like, it was kind of just repeat between a love song and a breakup song.
Okay. Fair. I have a bit to say on these. Say Don't Go was one of my favorite vault tracks, and it starts out slow, but it speeds up very slightly, and I think that it fits in the song. If Cameron is listening right now, you're wrong. It's not the best vault track. Now That We Don't Talk probably is the best vault track.
I thought Suburban Legends was the worst out of all of them.
I thought the same thing too. Suburban Legends or Slut was the worst.
But I think Slut was good. Just because of that one part, I think it was good.
Okay. I do have to say, Now That We Don't Talk, we're breaking it down. Now That We Don't Talk is about Harry Styles.
Stop.
And it's about Harry Styles, and I realized, the first time that I realized it was about Harry was when she was like, you grew your hair long and you got new icons, and I was like, right after this album came out and they broke up. It was right when One Direction was breaking up, basically, or ending, whatever, hiatus. And it's when he had his long hair for Made in the AM, and he has new tattoos, I think is what it means. Or it could be, like, profile pictures, but, like, I think it's tattoos. And, you just have to go really deep
You need
in.
to get out.
You have to go really deep in to understand the lore, okay?
Not the Taylor Swift lore.
You just have to know. And then I also said that the bridge is really good in this song. I'm not going to go on for very long more. But I said Suburban Legends was forgettable. And...
Oh my god, you're turning into Simon Cowell.
Stop. Do not compare me to Simon Cowell. It was forgettable, and it sounds too much like the other vault tracks. And then, Is It Over Now? I think this is Out of the Woods 2.0, which is also about Harry, because it was like the line where she says, red blood, white snow, obviously about the snowmobile crash, whatever it was, but you just have to know. And then I think that you said something about seagulls and Troye Sivan's album from last week.
Yeah, this
week, Is It Over Now? I'm pretty sure there's seagull sounds, which makes sense because the album cover has seagulls on it. So obviously seagull sounds. And I think she tore Harry apart in this song. So good for her in a way, even though they're kind of buds now. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, next album is The Album.
The Album by the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers released this album on May 12th of 2023. They formed in 2005, which I've been a fan of them since 2005. I was a single 1-year-old.
That is
and
so
I was
real.
in love with them from the womb. So, basically the womb. But obviously, Nick, Joe, Kevin, from New Jersey. Gotta love him.
Frankie might be in there.
Frankie is in there. He's part of our hearts. We love Frankie.
You're so right. Like I said earlier, this is one of the albums where they just throw songs in with no particular story connecting them. It's kind of just like, we made this song and we made this song. They could go together in this album.
I can agree. They all go together.
They all felt the same. Like, not
theme-wise.
Yeah. Most of them were about falling in love or being in love, and they all kind of had like an R&B, jazzy, like club type vibe to them.
I was gonna say that I'd say it falls into literally the Americana genre, which is a song, but it falls into that genre if it is one. But definitely not expected from the Jonas Brothers.
No, I was surprised when I heard that type of music coming from them.
From Happiness Begins till this album, which there was only 4 years difference, it was like a big change. So, what was your favorite on it and least favorite?
My favorite was Walls.
Your favorite was Walls?
My favorite was Walls.
Oh my god.
And my least favorite was, honestly, I didn't really have like an over the top least favorite because, like I said, they all have the same exact vibe.
Okay.
So I mean, I was the same. Maybe Celebrate.
Okay, that's fair. My favorite Been on repeat for the last 4 months. Vacation Eyes. So banger. Least favorite? Walls.
Don't say that. I almost said it was my least favorite.
Really?
But
it was either favorite or least favorite?
When I was listening to it, the whole entire start, I was like, this is my least favorite. And then it switched over in the middle. And I liked it. Because I listen to a lot of songs like that have
Okay.
like that, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Instrumental, like, electronic break, kind of? Or... Because that's how I would describe
There's
it.
another song that I've listened to a lot recently that reminds me of it, but I can't think of the name.
Miracle?
Hip-hoppy.
Yeah, I agree. When I first listened to the album when it came out, I did not like it, but I've grown to like it. And for the beginning of the album, it kind of really threw me, like I said, for a loop because of the style. And it was just like a real smack in the face, kind of like, wow.
Yeah, you expected like every other Jonas Brothers song, and then you get this.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Sucker, from Sucker to like these songs, it's like, huh? What happened?
Montana Skies, it started off like the R&B, like the rest of the songs, but then it kind of just turned into like a basic pop song. I said that it was just really repetitive, and there weren't that many changes throughout it. It was kind of just the same thing over and over again.
True. I have to say, I am a firm believer in you never can know that you don't like a song until you hear it live, and I think that was very much true for this song, or most of this album, and I think this song was played, I mean, they know they went through every single album on the tour, but I don't remember, some of them they played instrumentally, so I don't remember if it was this one or not, but I do remember it made me like it more, and you just can't judge a song before you hear it live, so if you never hear a song live, then I guess you can never say you don't like it. So.
Okay, Simon Cowell.
What?
Wings. Obviously one of the favorites. It's still repetitive and like not necessarily basic, but basic.
I used to hate it.
I wouldn't put it on repeat, but I would listen to it like every day or every other day maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I like the slowdown.
Yeah, I used to hate it, but now it's pretty good after listening to it for a while. How about Sail Away?
I liked it. When Joe said I want to dive in and close my eyelids, I thought he was speaking Spanish. I was like, why are they speaking Spanish in the song? Oh my gosh. And then I realized he wasn't.
Oh my god.
And the way they say like away, it sounds like another song, but I couldn't figure out what that song was.
I cannot think of one that sounds like that offhand. I said it was comparable to Vacation Eyes, so it was like definitely a close second favorite. And I want to listen to it more, but I haven't yet because I really like it.
I need to listen to these songs on these albums twice before I write some of this stuff.
I know,
because then I write it and I forget a lot of the stuff I was talking about.
I think I listened to 1989 3 times before I actually wrote anything about it. Because I was lazy.
I've listened to the Greta Van Fleet album a lot, obviously, so that was easy. Yeah, but like
it was easy for me with the album, so
yeah. But this, it was kind of just like my first listen, throw stuff down, and now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, maybe I should have listened again so I actually know.
Yeah.
But Americana.
Oh wait, I still have one thing to say about Sail Away. Jon Bellion was heavily involved in producing this album, and I think it carries over. Obviously, he's featured on Walls, but he's sprinkled in like all of these songs, and I don't know how I feel. I mean, I do know how I feel about it. I don't really like it because I'm not a Jon Bellion fan, but yeah, that's really all I had to say about it.
So, Americana.
The Jonas Brothers smoke weed.
Oh my
Gasp.
gosh. I thought it was good.
It was good. Yeah. The vibe is the title. I mean, you can't really differ from that, so.
Celebrate. I said it sounds like it would be in a movie.
The television stations have eaten this song up. I swear to you, I've heard this song more times on the TV than any other song ever.
I've never heard it
Like,
before this.
Good Morning America uses this for their advertisements. I saw an advertisement for the NFL with this song on it.
I understand. It sounds like it would be that.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Like it reminds me of like a Justin Timberlake song.
I have something to say about Justin Timberlake later.
Oh no.
So.
Waffle House.
Waffle House is a pretty good pop song. It deserved to be a single.
Yeah. I don't think it fits in with the rest of the album. Same with.
I don't really think it does either.
Neither did Wings. Wings and Waffle House kind of like the same to me.
They were the ones that were designed to be singles, and I don't think the rest of this song could really ever make its way into being a single.
Yeah.
I just think it's that like style.
Vacation Eyes. I also liked it. That was my Vacation Eyes in Summer in the Hamptons were my next options for a top song.
Vacation Eyes is a banger. Like I said earlier, this song has been on repeat since like September, or actually it was like July for me. And then I heard it live and I was like, it's a masterpiece, and I have to tell you to look up Joe Jonas Vacation Eyes on TikTok, and you will understand. You just will understand what I mean by this, and it's just a masterpiece when you watch it. You will never skip another video of Joe Jonas singing Vacation Eyes live after you watch it. That's all I have to say about Vacation Eyes.
Summer in the Hamptons. I said really good beat-wise, lyric-wise. All they talked about was sex.
Yeah, and it repeats. It's very repetitive.
It was really repetitive.
Yeah.
Like, they only have, like, a few other lines in between each thing before they go back to the same.
Yeah,
and
that's so
like,
true. It used to be one of my favorites on the album. Like, when I first listened to it, it was actually my favorite. And then something just changed in my brain, and I was like, this is a terrible song. Why are they doing this? Stop it, okay?
Summer, baby.
I also really liked this song before it became popular on the radio during the summer.
See, I don't listen to the radio, so I haven't had the chance to even...
True. I mean, I've only listened to... whenever the radio was on, I felt like it was played at some point.
It didn't stick out to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it fits in with Waffle House and obviously Wings, just because it was kind of made into a single. But then I heard it too much and I got tired of it. But if you haven't heard it, I recommend it.
Little Bird, even though it didn't match the rest of the album, I liked it because it actually has like a story to it.
It has meaning.
Yeah.
It's about their kids,
Yeah.
of course. It's the slow song on the album. So, I mean, it's definitely a change of pace, and I feel like between Little Bird and Walls, the end just like changes completely from the rest of the album.
I think Walls fits in.
You think so?
I think it does.
So, would you say like Little Bird would go higher? Just like give it a break in the album, or would you keep it where it is if you were to change it?
I think it's a good ending
Yeah.
with Little Bird. I feel like it would have been better as the very end of the album.
Mm-hmm.
But I
That's
understand
true.
why Walls is the last one because it's longer
Yeah.
and there's a
It
little bit more
has that.
going on.
Mm-hmm. But Little Bird, I sing this song in the car. I try to, even though I don't know all the words yet, which is sad. But if you really listen to it, it might make you cry. And Nick Jonas shines in this song, but then Joe takes it home in the second verse, like always.
I know, I thought it was going to be like a total Nick song.
Wow. Yeah. So Walls.
I think it was good. Mostly not necessarily listening to like lyrics. I just liked the whole entire rhythm and beat. It reminds me of a lot of like black artist music. They're longer, not church,
Yeah.
but like the organs
Yeah.
and like chanty type music.
When I heard this song live, I felt like I was being taken to the heavens. It was so magical. Like, I don't know. It was very much different. Again, another instance where you can't hate a song until you hear it live. But for me, I still hate it, even though I liked it when it was live. I can't.
I don't know. I like the preachy type music when it's not actually meant to be like a preach.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And did I already say I can't handle the John Bellion at the end?
No, you didn't say that, but I understand.
Yeah, does he speak Spanish in it?
I don't know.
He was like calling out random things and I was like, what's going on? This is too much for me.
Yeah, that part was a little weird, and there was a random spot where there was like dubstep laser type things, and I was like, okay, I don't like that, but everything else was fine.
I mean, at the beginning, you said that you liked it when it changed over from the like slower part to the fast.
At first, I didn't, but the more I thought about it, I kind of like the change.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I think the opposite. I'm more of I will listen to the beginning and then skip it when it gets to the end, so.
Oh, yeah. He is speaking Levantante.
Levantante, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're at The Battle at Garden's Gate by Greta Van Fleet. When did this album come out? Please enlighten us.
This album came out on April 16th of 2021, and Greta Van Fleet formed in 2012. It consists of Jake, Josh, Sam, and Danny, 3 of which are brothers and 2 are twins.
Wow.
I know.
Twins.
And they actually are from Michigan.
That's so neat. Like Frankenmuth, right?
Yeah, Frankenmuth.
Yeah. I knew that.
I think the main issue with Greta, / if you're a first listener, is that if you don't like the longer music, it's kind of hard to get through that first listen. You kind
felt
of
that way.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. You kind of have to like either like this type of music or be able to sit through a second listen to actually like it.
Second listen on some of the songs, because I mean I only listened to most of the album one time, but I think I had 4 songs playing in my car, and on second listen of those songs is when I actually kind of started appreciating them. So I think, yeah, my favorite is number 4, so it was obviously where it stopped, and when I was playing them in my car. So Built by Nations, I really liked that song compared to the other ones. And my least favorite was the last song on the album, The Weight of Dreams, because it's basically 9 minutes long.
I love The Weight of Dreams. It is my favorite song by them ever. My least favorite is probably My Way Soon.
Okay. My Way Soon. Alright, I can get that. So, number 1.
Heat Above.
Heat Above.
It's one of the most popular songs that on this album, and honestly, out of all their songs, I think it's one of the most popular.
Yeah.
I think it's good, and I like the instrumental between the singing. But
at first listen, since it was the first song that I heard, I immediately thought that the rest of the album was going to be pretty unique in terms of music composition and then their voices, obviously. The organ, the drums, and the guitars I felt were really nice together on this song. and the voices. Who's singing in this song? Is it just isn't it
Josh
Josh?
is the only one you typically hear. He's like the main.
I was gonna say it sounded pretty much the same throughout, but it kind of threw me off at first. But it's pretty good. I think it fits the music style.
This song is one of the ones where his vocal range matches it. I feel like in a lot of songs, you can kind of hear where it's almost out of his vocal range.
Yeah.
Because he goes kind of high, but I think he stays in his area for this one.
Yeah. My Way Soon, you said was your least favorite?
Yeah. This is a major, like, dad/uncle vibe. Because, I mean...
No, you're so
like
right.
I said last episode, a lot of times people don't like them or get upset about this group just because they're, like, a rip-off Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can really feel that in this song.
Your description of it being, like, a dad-uncle genre song.
It is.
You're so right, because I also wrote that it was, like, very 80s rock.
Yeah. A lot of their music
is rock,
but I think they find ways to push out of it. I mean, sometimes I think they fall back on that genre because, I mean, that's technically what they are.
Yeah, that is what their genre is. So Broken Bells.
I think it's a really powerful song.
It is. To me, I for some reason wrote it's giving Western rock. I think the instruments at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is what it.
I like the guitar break. Except the Weight of Dreams, the guitar breaks, and that action beats it still. Okay.
I also said that it was like a ballad, and it is well placed. I think it's well placed in the album. It's like, you have these really, strong rock songs at the beginning, and then it's just like, okay, we're gonna take it back a little bit, and then it leads into the rest of the album. So.
This is kind of random, but you probably noticed. My hardest thing with Greta Van Fleet is the lyrics.
I can't understand most of them.
Okay, yeah. It's hard to understand, but also it's because they throw in a lot of words you wouldn't usually hear in a song. And it's not really like religious, I guess. It's just like you can continue while I
give me an example.
Find an example.
When I come back. So my second number 4, Built by Nations, I said was my favorite, and I said that because it sounded really cool in my headphones at the beginning of it. Have you listened to it like in your headphones before?
I believe I have,
because it just like goes through your brain.
like the intro, but the rest of the song is anime. But also, since I listen to them, this is like an overplayed song.
Really? I thought the guitar was sexy.
Yeah, I think the guitar is always super good in these.
Who plays the guitar? Tell us.
I know Sam and Jake are guitar players, but I don't know who is who. I think Sam plays the bass.
Gotcha. Age of Machine.
Age of Machine. I like the instrumentals. And my favorite vocal part's the chorus.
I was concerned at how long the song was.
Yeah, it is a longer song. And they also have another song on another album called Age of Man.
Oh, really?
And I like that one over the Age of songs.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, okay. I get that. I said at this point in my listening journey, I've started to realize that it sounds like Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, because it sounds like Living on a Prayer, and then Dead or Alive, I think. Both of those songs, classic Bon Jovi's, but that's what it reminded me of, and yeah. Did you find anything for Broken Bells yet? Or was it Broken Bells?
I'm just trying to find something, like, overall. Like, I'll just go to the Weight of Dreams, because I feel like that's the main. Like, in the Weight of Dreams, he's, like, Gold Mines Melting Men in the Sunshine,
Mm.
or The Queen is Dead, We Robbed Her Grave, that type of stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty unique.
It's, I don't know.
You don't like it?
I like the lyrics. I think it's nice. It's just when you're listening, you're kind of expecting like the typical lyrics and music.
Yeah, but is this band like one of those? It's not one of those bands really that you would want to sing along to. You can't really.
No.
Because it is so like
A
different.
lot of people will sing along to like Light My Love. I think that's like the main like singy song. When I saw them live though, it was a lot of like older men like
were they screaming it?
No, it was more of like a rock out kind of like listen session.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the pit it was a lot of like teenage girls, young adults. So I mean that was where they were kind of doing the typical concert thing.
Yeah.
But no. I feel like this type of music is more of like you listen, not sing.
You don't sing along to it. How about Tears of Rain?
I love the song. I think the introduction with the vocals is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps set off that mood.
I thought the acoustic guitar at the beginning was really good.
Yeah.
And I also said that the music is starting to give me big orchestral vibes. But what was the instrument in this? I think like it was the acoustic guitar, but it was also like the weird like I think maybe cymbals or something in it.
It probably was. I don't listen to this song that often, so I honestly don't know.
Stardust Chords.
This is another upbeat song, another 80s dad music.
I keep saying this, but at this point in my listening journey, it was a roller coaster, okay?
It is.
I was like, the voice is starting to make sense at this point.
It does.
With the music, and cause like I said at first, I was thrown off, but now it's starting to fit. And we're on Stardust Chords. The slow beginning into the electric guitar was really neat.
Light My Love, it's a subtle romantic song, in my opinion.
Subtle?
Yeah. And I think the instruments, it sounds Western. Like, overall, you wouldn't be able to hear that, but, like, if you just listen in on the instruments, it's definitely, like, a Western type older vibe.
They all have different type beginnings. Like, they all have a different style, but they all kind of sound the same in a way.
I've had that thing where a lot of people will say like these songs sound the same, and I honestly think that a lot of times the song will start by them and I'm like is this one or this one?
Yeah, they do kind of all sound the same.
I think that's why I like The Way to Dream so much, because
it
sounds way different than the rest and it's so much longer.
Yeah, I felt like Light My Love was unique though, and it's in it being primarily acoustic guitar heavy. So
Caravel, I really like this one too. It's a warmer, deeper song.
For this one I said that the voice was sounding too similar.
Yeah.
And this is where I said that most of the time I couldn't understand the lyrics. And I said that the drums at the beginning of it were cool though.
Oh, I don't know which one it was. Back in Heat Above, when the bass drum hits.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's awesome.
I liked that too. The Barbarians.
I don't really have much to say about the Barbarians.
I don't either.
Trip the Light Fantastic. That's kind of the point where you're already used to that style of music when what's happening, so
that's exactly.
It's kind of like the rest.
That's exactly how I felt. I said it didn't really stand out to me, and it was sounding pretty similar to the other songs on the album. And for Trip the Light Fantastic, the only part that stood out was the run, 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 run part.
Yeah,
and
which I think it's a good build up to the end since they made the last one so different.
Yeah.
but
And The Weight of Dreams.
yeah.
Opposite opinions of again.
I wish that there was an instrument only version.
I felt that way about a lot of these songs.
I know. I don't know why they haven't done an instrument.
I just want instrumentals.
Like,
if
I
it was
like his
that,
voice. And obviously that makes the group so different because they have him. But it's also like their instruments are so good and it's kind of hard to always hear it over the voice.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that because I was gonna say that and I forgot. But I wish that there were just some instrumentals. But for this song specifically, I felt like the instrumentals were too long because at 4 minutes and 30 seconds,
it's meant to be more of an instrument based
kind of like
song.
Walls also.
Yeah.
Like at the ending. It makes sense. It makes sense for the end of the album, which I can't hate on that. And I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's like, why is there 5.5 minutes of just music?
Well, my favorite parts is actually 4:28 to the end, so it's like mostly instruments.
That's yeah.
In real life, or when they perform it live, the song adds on another 9 minutes of just instruments and him playing tambourine.
Seriously?
Yeah, so the song is like 18 minutes in person.
Because okay, remember when you said something about Justin Timberlake earlier?
Yeah.
This is what I was gonna comment on Justin Timberlake about. It reminds me. It's okay.
Oh.
It's like the non-radio edited version of Mirrors, where he's like, "You are the
only
love of my life."
I understand that. At least with this though, it's changing, and with that, it was like the
pretty
constant.
Static.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I had to say. I was gonna say,
yeah.
You probably hated me for that, but you get it.
No, I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's the end of our reviews, at least for the episode. But we do have to go over what we're listening to next week, and we're gonna have a very special guest with us.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, his name may or may not be Justin Donaldson. Very special guest.
With him, we'll be listening to Autumn Variations by Ed Sheeran, The Loveliest Time by Carly Rae Jepsen, and he will be sharing his opinions, his expert opinions on Guts by Olivia Rodrigo.
He claims that he is Olivia Rodrigo's biggest boy fan, so we'll have to see what he has to say.
All right. Wow.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Jamz and Soundbitez.
We will be back next week, and hopefully our stuff will upload again.
Yeah, we're gonna work really hard at it, so.
And maybe we'll get better at talking.
And maybe we'll also get better at being social media present, so.
You're so right.